What brings you in today for your session?
Well, I'm married and I have 2 kids, and I love my wife. I love my kids very much, but I'm finding that I don't have time for me anymore. So when I do have time for me, I do stuff I probably shouldn't be doing.
And what kind of things are you doing?
Well, like I may take a night and go to a ball game with buddies of mine, but I'll drink too much, when I'm there, and then I might go out with friends, to someplace like a strip club or something that I really shouldn't be in. But it's like when I get that free time, I want to be able to go out and do things.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to try to get a handle on that. Maybe find out what I can do better at home.
So kind of work on some issues.
Yeah, so I'm not feeling like that need to go out and skate, or even when I do go out and do that, to not do things that are, risky. Because I drive home sometimes when I should.
And how much do you drink when you're out?
It depends. I mean, if we go to a ball game or something, I may have, I don't know, 5 or 6 beers at the ball game, and then we might go out afterwards and we might have a couple of drinks then too.
Does this cause you problems at home or at work or anywhere?
No, it's just I grew up and my dad had a problem with alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
and so did my grandfather and my older brother. So it's kind of like I've seen enough of it to think that okay, it might start this might start being a problem.
Okay, so now do you do anything other than the drinking? Is there any other kind of usage that you're doing?
No,
Or
they'll do anything else, anything like that. Primarily for me, like I said, it's just going out and drinking with my buddies. It's almost like I'm behaving like I did when I was in college,
Mm-hmm.
when I get my free time. But I'm a 40-year-old man. I don't want to behave like that anymore when I have free time.
Okay, so it kind of bothers you that you're spending.
Yeah, it bothers me that I'm acting like this when I get my
Okay.
time. Kind of like, why do I want to be so crazy when I have time to myself?
Okay, is it causing issues with your wife then, or she disagreeing with you going? Or?
No, she doesn't like if I go to like strip club or something like that
Mhm.
with my friends, but and she worries. I think she worries about me drinking too much and driving home, but it's not really been an issue. I mean, like I said, everything at home has been okay. It's just that I'm noticing that as my kids are getting older, I'm requiring more time away from them,
Mhm.
them,
Okay.
and when I get that time away from them, I'm using it in a way that I would have when I was 20.
Okay. Okay. So when you're saying you're drinking, how many times a week do you usually go? Is it once a
Um,
week, twice a week?
Boy, I wish it was. No, it's probably like I say once every 2 weeks
Okay.
that I go out and do that. Now, I mean, I drink at home, but it's nothing. I may have like 4 beers or 5 beers in an evening or something. It's nothing crazy.
Okay, 4 to 5 beers an evening.
Yeah,
And is that kind of regular every
yeah,
evening?
pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. And then when you're going out when you're going out,
Hmm.
are you drinking more than the 4 or 5?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you know about how many?
Well, I mean, like I said, I may have like 5 or 6 at the game, and then if we go out afterwards, I may have another 3 when we're
Okay.
out at the bar. So, I mean, I would say in this, I mean, I'm pretty drunk.
But
I mean,
have you ever
when we
been
come
pulled
home.
over? Have you ever had a DUI?
No, see, that's
or
another thing. I don't want that
accidents?
to happen.
Okay.
So I'm starting to see. I'm not ready to throw up my hands and say, "Oh, I have an alcohol problem,"
Okay.
but I want to do it. I want to get a handle on it before it gets to that point.
Okay. And do you have any medications that you're on?
Yeah.
Or, okay. And what kind of medications are you
I take Paxil.
on? Mm-hmm.
It's for anxiety, which I've noticed that since I've started, I've only been taking that for, I don't know, maybe a month, but
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that when I drink while I've been taking that, it feels a lot more intense.
I think it says on the bottles not to drink and
Well, but I mean, they all say something like that.
But I think it will react with it, and it testifies that
Yeah,
it does
that
that
could
for
be.
you.
I just
Okay.
something I've noticed.
Now, is there any other kind of medications you're on?
No, I mean, I'll take like ibuprofen and stuff like that. But
Have you let your doctor be aware that you're drinking while you're
no,
taking
I didn't really see it as a medical issue. I mean, in all seriousness, like I said, I mean, if you look at I don't know, Benadryl tells you, you know, don't drive while you're, well, how many people take Benadryl and then they go, it's a little different to me,
Okay.
you know.
Okay, so we've not had any DUIs
No.
or any kind of accidents related with the drinking or any of
No.
that then?
I did have an incident though, about a month and a half ago. We went to a game downtown, and then we went to a bar afterwards, and I had a little altercation, but the police weren't called or anything. So again, a behavior that when I was in college that was okay. At 40, it's not. You know,
Okay.
I need to change that.
Okay, so what you're wanting to look at and work on then is getting your behaviors more what you feel are age appropriate?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's time I need to grow up a little bit. And like I said, I mean, I don't know if it just seems as if my kids have gotten older now and need me less.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to drive me crazy more. So I try to get out away, and then it's like I wish I could get out away, go to the game with friends, have a couple beers, go home, and it'd be fine. But it's not. Once I'm there and in that environment, then I start drinking, and then it's like I get back to the way I was when I was in college, and that's just not a way. I mean, I have a job where if I were to get a DUI, I would probably lose my job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not to mention the financial ramifications on for family, and then also, I mean, I saw my dad and my brother and everything. I don't want that to be me, so I just want to come forward a little sooner than later.
Okay, so you're not to when you're going out and doing this, it's not because you're wanting to do some harm to yourself or to
No.
anybody else. You're just looking for an outlet.
Yeah, I'm looking for some time to go out and be with, you know, peers,
Mhm.
friends, those
Mhm.
type of things. But the problem that I'm having is, like I said, something kicks in with me, and then I become, you know, like rowdy college kid instead of adult. And it just
And how old are your kids?
17 and soon to be 16.
Okay, so you've got young teenagers that are looking towards you.
Yeah, well, see, and that's another thing, like example-wise, you know,
Okay.
I don't want them to think that every time you go out to a game you have to get drunk or something like that, you know, or when you go out you don't have to do that. So yeah, I mean, that's part of it.
So how do you feel when you come home after one of these?
I feel fine. I mean, because I'm lit. You know, I mean, I come home and I feel okay, and everything goes well. But it's kind of like the next day when I don't know what they call it, but I have a lot of times like friends tell me I do stuff and I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we went to the game, and after that we went to the bar, and like I remember getting in the fight with that guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess afterwards we went to another bar, so I don't remember any of that,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that's kind of bothering me.
So you have some blackouts.
There you go. I guess
Has
that's what they're called. Yeah, I didn't know what they were called.
Before, or more than once, or
That happens
quite regularly?
It happens usually when I go out, you know, with my buddies, and then, you know, like I said, that's when I find out later. You know, like I found out at one night we were downtown. We went to a game. We went to a bar, and I guess you know where the old spaghetti factory is downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess there's this nice family sitting in there eating, and I just went up and I mooned them.
Come on.
Yeah, and that I mean, college kid, that's funny. 40-year-old man, that's borders on sad. You know,
So how did that make you feel when you found out you did this?
I didn't believe him at first. I was like, no, no. And then when I got to work and he showed me, he had it on his cell phone. Yeah, I did that. You know, I saw the video of it. I was embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just that's not me. And that's nothing I would do right now. And I mean, and I have things that I've done that community-wise that I've gotten involved with. That if I were to get in trouble or something, it would really look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, you know, I figure out what's going on.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think then for our next appointment, we'll start looking at some things that we can work on
Okay.
to build on your relationship at home to where you don't feel, perhaps,
Yeah.
like you need to look else.
Well, I get kind of, I start to see myself becoming my dad,
Mm-hmm.
and when dealing with my kids, when they drive me nuts,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to do that. So I guess maybe I'm feeling if I'm away from it, you know, that I won't be the yelling, screaming maniac.
So, and you did say your dad and your,
My dad and my older brother, and then I mean I had my grandfather, my uncle.
so
It's
quite
pretty
a
rampant.
family
Yeah.
history of
Yeah.
just alcohol or?
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, I mean, I have an uncle, but he's not blood related.
Mhm.
That he was adopted. That he's had a heroin problem. He's been in and out of prison. But that's really been it.
So he's probably the only one with the drug
Yeah, he was the only-
besides the alcohol? Or?
Yeah, well, you know what? Come think about it, I don't even remember Robert drinking that much. I mean, it was just more always, like drug type stuff.
Has it always leaned towards the males or any on your mom's side or?
Well, on my mom's side, my grandpa on my mom's side did have a problem, and then he quit, and he's been sober for like 30 years. But the women, generally the women in my family are very religious people, and I don't know if they maybe had a history before that they just don't talk about or not. But as far as I see, I mean, I've never seen any of the ladies in the family take a drink.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we've got a good start for
Okay.
things to work on.
Okay.
Is there anything else particular outside of the drinking? Any other issues that you feel might be
No,
urging you towards this?
well, no, I mean, just like I said, I get
Mhm.
very frustrated with my kids, and I know that it comes from a good place. I don't want them to repeat mistakes that I've made or things like that. But I think that my delivery isn't what I want it to be, and I think that does kind of lead me want to go out and the first word that comes to mind every time, and I've prevented myself from saying it, but is escape. I'm at home, I want to escape. I can't deal with this right now. I'm with these kids, so I got to go out. I got to escape.
So it's kind of a reaction to anger, is what you're saying, more or less. You to keep from being angry at your children, then you go out and
Then I've got to have a
revert.
blow off steam night.
Okay.
Yeah, where I go out.
So maybe we can look at some ways of dealing with anger
Okay.
to help you not choose to go as that well. There's several things that we'll look at.
Okay.
And we'll just start working on it. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
sounds
right.
great.
All right, great. Well, we will set up an appointment and get you set for next week.
Okay,
How's that?
sounds good.
Okay, great.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks.